Zu tomba wo tomba ni zu so zu le tomba ni. Okay, sounds good. You are quite warm up, so this might be just a kind of light-hearted review of your life or your habitual patterns or whatever. Try to peel off the layers of your self-grasping. You guys ready? Just sit for a few moments, relax, yet vigilant. Always nice to bring your attention to the natural rhythm of breath, just as it is initially, so that you have something to anchor and allow your thoughts to settle like snowflakes in a snow globe. Naturally settle. Once snowflakes of mental chattering settled, then let's begin this journey of examining the self, layer by layer. Through the perhaps lens of, you can use the great Buddhist traditions as well. Maybe it might correspond. I'm not going to use those technical terms, but you might notice as a review from the last month. So begin by bringing your awareness to your body. Feel your arms, your legs, your torso, your face. Ask yourself, is this body me? You might say, of course, yes, this is me, my body, right? But take a moment to examine more closely. Is your hand the self? Think it, examine it. You start to question about that. If we remove the hand, do you disappear? Because if my hand were the self, should not disappear, no? You know, those people who lost a limb still exist. They wouldn't say that I don't have a self. What about the heart? The brain, the self? The eye, the self? Any of these parts, the real self, real I, started to kind of shaky. Or is the self just a collection of all these parts, whole bunch of stuff put together? What result of your examination? See how even the body, when broken down, doesn't reveal a single independent self. Like Atman, like those Hindus, Indians talk about the self-sufficient, substantially existing self, person. You can negate that through this examination. If you still holding on to that very tight, do this examination, very good. Easily come to start to feel. Of course, then again, this grasping will surface up. Then do this kind of analysis. What we take to be me, the self, is not the self-sufficient, substantially existing person. Buddha negate that, right? You might start feeling to negate that. It might be just a label applied to many changing parts. Now gently rest your mind in that openness, whatever the result of these examinations. Either you might fall into fear or openness, resting like a sky, relaxing into that result of your examination. Then, yeah, but, my son used to say, yeah, but mom, I still feel something here, something inside of me. I can call me, like my case, like me, Kandora. I'm sure you have that too. I can call me like a mental event, consciousness, emotions. That might be me, because nobody else can feel this, what I feel. Then examine, go deeper. Now turn your attention inward to your thoughts, emotions, and the sensations. What's appearing in your mind right now? What thoughts arise and dissolve? You are right now listening to my voice, arise and dissolve. What sensations arise and fade? You are feeling even that one arise and fade. And now ask, is this flickering stream of thoughts and sensation through me, truly me? If me were truly existed or existing, it should not be flickering like that, because the real me, right? Even this present moment, changing moment by moment. Notice how each experience is fleeting, arising in a moment and gone the next. There is no single thought or feelings that said, is the self in this moment or last moment, the next moment. Even mental events are impermanent and without enduring essence. But this enduring essence, as Sautrantika tells us, which we are trying to grab onto, there is no such a thing. Let the mind rest in the awareness that what you called me is like a flow, not a thing, not an entity, not an inherently enduring entity, essence, existence. Just let the mind rest in that echo of your examination, analysis. Yeah, but again, got to be somewhere. I got to be something, somewhere. Now ask if everything I experience, just as I examine, body, world, thoughts, happen within me, within my mind. Where is the self? Let's start to have more enticing idea, mind. In this moment, you are experiencing sensation, emotions, images, appearances, but all of them appear to your mind, right? Correct? That's why you can experience. If it doesn't appear to your mind, you wouldn't be able to experience it, whatever that might be. Even the sense of having a body is a perception in consciousness, correct? So what would you say? So what do we call external object, so-called external, internal object, external object? Then this external object are just mental appearances, correct? Reflections within consciousness, like a dream. In the dream, you can experience, but everything happening in your mind, correct? If you claim that, of course, Chitta Matra, right? Mind only school, or yogacharan. Then ask, if all that you know is within the mind, is there a self apart from this field of knowing you can experience? So now let the question dissolve the boundary a bit. Rest in that spacious awareness where appearances are dissolve and arise like waves on the surface of the mind. Of course, the question comes right naturally. Where is this I? Where is this I that talks, chooses, feels, and thinks? Ask yourself with full honesty. Search clearly, is this the body, the mind, the collections? Is there something that exists independently on its own without being labeled or without being imputed, without being mentally designated? Or even don't bring the dependent origination too quickly to come to conclusion. I call it slap the concept or idea or philosophy onto your direct experience. Come to your direct experience. What you call self are merely a name. Is this your experience nominally applied to a dynamic process, like Madhyamika claims? There is no so-called intrinsic or inherent self, not in the part, not in the whole, nowhere, ultimately or conventionally, relatively, any part, anywhere whatsoever. It is your experience. But be careful not to fall into that trap of nihilism. Yet things function perfectly. You act, feel, relate, talk, meditate. Right. So this functioning is what we call dependent origination or dependent arising. And because the things are dependently arise, they are empty of fixed essence, objective entity, objective or subjective even entity. Because things are empty of an intrinsic independent self, therefore they function and exist independent on others or stuff. Is that your conclusion? Just sit quietly in this subtle insight. The self is like an illusion. It works, but it's not what it appears to be. Like when you're looking at the mirror, somebody coming behind you or something started talking, and you can see the reflection of somebody, then you can talk to that. It's function, everything. You have a conversation with the reflection on the mirror. And the same thing, other people, a person came behind you, also can talk. Everything function, karmic cause and effect, function perfectly because it's empty of any fixed inherent essence. So this is not the nothingness, but the liberating so-called middle way, Madhyamika view. Now let go of any analysis. Can you relax? Just let your awareness in the open space of experience. not grasping at the body as a self, not grasping at the thought, mind, or even me, the self. Even what's left is empty. You might say only present moment, moment by moment. Or some people might say this luminous clarity, empty, interdependence, that's also empty. Now take a few gentle breaths. Let go of your analysis, examination, check. So this kind of examination is very important. There's a formal one as well, so we're gonna perhaps review a little bit. All the great master suggested us to do, use the analysis. Let your heart soften in this whatever result of this analysis, perhaps a space of ungraspable reality, instead of falling into fear or nothingness or despair, or grasping a little bit, all those things. Even grasping a little bit, we want to hang on something, right? Something we want to call me. But that one is, we need to peel off. We cannot do just one day. Just one day we do, once we do this kind of analysis, then everything is convinced. That's not gonna work. Many years of study, practice, contemplation, and bring to living a life, your experience. You need to apply to moment by moment experience in your life. Now carry this glimpse of selflessness into your life with gentleness and compassion, without slapping this concept of selflessness onto your day-to-day life, step by step, dismantling the erroneous view. Just as this great master have done, and come to the final liberation and awakening. So we are treading on the same path, same journey. So we follow their advice.